ready to turn your shoulders into a 3D masterpiece? If you've been hitting the gym but feel lost in the sea of shoulder exercises, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving deep and ranking 15 shoulder exercises from best to worst, so you know exactly which ones will help you maximize growth, keep you safe, and build strength. We'll be ranking each exercise based on 5 main criteria: muscle activation, progressive overload, range of motion, safety, stability, and smooth resistance. Each of these categories ensures we're looking at exercises that are not only effective, but also safe and sustainable for long-term gains. Before we dive in, remember that everyone's body is different. What works best can vary from person to person, so always choose exercises that feel comfortable and support your personal goals. All right, if you've ever wondered which exercises deserve a place in your routine, let's dive in. Before we jump into the rankings, let's quickly go over the basics of shoulder anatomy. When it comes to the shoulders, we're talking about 3 primary areas: the anterior, front, lateral, side, and posterior, rear, deltoids. Each part plays a crucial role in achieving that rounded, powerful look, and maintaining balance can prevent injuries. Choosing the right exercises helps you target each part effectively, avoid overuse injuries, and develop a strong, balanced upper body. To rank these exercises, we're looking at 5 main criteria. First up, muscle activation. This is all about keeping those delts fully engaged, especially in the stretch phase, to maximize growth. We're looking for moves that keep tension on the muscle for the biggest gains. Next is progressive overload. The exercises that allow us to gradually add weight or reps ensure we keep challenging the muscles and driving strength long-term. Range of motion is crucial. The best moves allow a full, controlled range that targets every fiber in the delts, giving balanced muscle development. Safety and stability are a must, especially for shoulder joints. We prioritize exercises that reduce injury risk and keep you feeling solid even with heavier weights. And finally, smooth resistance. Exercises with consistent tension let us engage the muscle comfortably, avoiding strain and making each rep feel natural. Throughout, we'll highlight exercises that hit these targets and explain why some rank lower if they're lacking in any of these areas. All right, let's start ranking these exercises from worst to best, focusing on how each stacks up based on our criteria. Let's kick things off with the standing dumbbell shrug. Now, this one's primarily a trap exercise, so it doesn't actually target your shoulder delts directly. If you're looking to build up those traps, the muscles around your neck that give a raised, powerful look, shrugs are definitely useful. But here's the catch. Shrugs don't do much for your deltoids. It's harder to control with dumbbells compared to using a Smith machine, making it tough to keep that steady lift. Since it's not great for shoulders, this one lands in the F tier. Save it for trap day. Next up, we have the cable face pull. This exercise is popular for rear delt work, giving you that balanced look. Face pulls are fantastic for building those rear delts. By setting the cable low, you can hit the ideal angle to get that nice engagement without bringing traps into the action. Be careful though. If you lose control, you'll end up activating your traps instead of your delts. Even with good control, you might still feel a bit of tension in the traps. Imagine pulling the cable right to the tip of your nose. Keep your elbows high and go slow to make sure those rear delts do the work. A solid A tier for rear delt engagement. It's effective, just watch your form. The barbell standing overhead press is up next, and this one's all about strength and power for your shoulders. It's a powerhouse exercise for building shoulder strength. Plus, lifting that bar overhead looks pretty cool, but watch out. It's easy to cheat when you're tired using your body to help push the weight up. And since this move involves multiple muscles, it's harder to progress specifically for shoulders. Remember, keep your core tight and lift straight up. Try to avoid using any momentum from your legs. It's all about the shoulders here. Good for strength, but a bit tricky for shoulder isolation, so this one's a B tier. Let's break down 2 A-tier shoulder exercises that bring serious benefits: the seated dumbbell shoulder press and the seated dumbbell lateral raise. Both are easy to set up and are perfect for shoulder development, but each one has its unique focus. Starting with the shoulder press, it's quick to set up and effectively targets all areas of the shoulder, especially the front delts. The seated position stabilizes your core, reducing any unwanted movement and making it easier to maintain good form. Progression is also straightforward. Just add small weight increments as you get stronger. However, this exercise does require stability control with the dumbbells. As you go heavier, maintaining balance can be challenging, so focusing on proper form is crucial. To maximize shoulder engagement, keep your back firmly against the bench and press straight up, imagining you're pushing against a ceiling. This helps keep the movement steady and ensures each rep counts. This one earns the A tier for its effectiveness and simplicity in shoulder development. Now let's move to the seated dumbbell lateral raise, another A tier exercise that shifts the focus from the front of the shoulder to the lateral delts. Like the shoulder press, the seated lateral raise is simple to set up and does an excellent job isolating the lateral delts, helping you achieve that broad-shouldered look. Sitting down also prevents cheating, so you can really focus on each rep, and it's easy to increase weight or reps over time. The main challenge here is controlling the weights, especially on the way down. Without focus, it's easy to let them drop, which can reduce the exercise's effectiveness. For maximum lateral delt engagement, lift slowly and lower even slower, almost as if moving through thick honey. This helps keep tension on the muscle throughout each rep. This one also lands in the A tier for its targeted focus on the lateral delts and controlled movement. The shoulder press machine lands in the S tier, and here's why. Machines offer stability, which means your delts get the full workout without you worrying about balance. This one is excellent for hitting all heads of the delts while keeping control over the weight. The only downside? It can get busy during peak hours. Please remember, grip firmly and let the machine guide your movement. Focus on a steady push and avoid leaning forward. For balanced shoulder growth with safe mechanics, this is an S-tier exercise. The bent-over dumbbell reverse fly is a go-to for isolating the rear delts with a simple setup. This exercise is easy to perform, quick to set up, and highly effective for targeting the rear delts. It isolates them better than the face pull, minimizing trap involvement when form is correct, and it's easy to progress by adding weight or reps. However, like the lateral raise, you may lose tension as you lower the weights back down. Without support, this move relies heavily on core stability, which can shift focus away from the delts if your core tires out quickly. Proper form is key here to avoid discomfort and keep the focus on the rear delts. To keep the traps out of the movement, focus on pulling your elbows outward with a flat back. This helps you engage the rear delts fully and avoid trap activation. This one lands in the B tier. Great for rear delts, but core stability is a must. Next up is the Dumbbell Upright Row, a bit of a controversial pick in the shoulder workout world. When performed correctly, the upright row effectively targets both the lateral and front delts, making it a solid option for overall shoulder development. Using a cable instead of dumbbells can help maintain steady tension, maximizing muscle engagement. However, this exercise puts the shoulder in an unnatural position, which can increase injury risk. It may also lead to hand and forearm fatigue, making it harder to progress consistently over time. To keep it safe, lift slowly, keep the weights close to your body, and limit the movement to shoulder height to reduce joint strain. Effective with caution, so we're placing it in the C tier. The seated reverse fly on the machine is up next, and it's one of the best options for isolating those rear delts. This exercise is a top choice for rear delts because the machine provides stability, minimizing the need for extra body control compared to the dumbbell version. It offers excellent control over form, keeps tension on the muscle through the entire range, and makes progressive overload easy, helping you build strength with less risk of strain. Honestly, there aren't many downsides. The machine's setup does most of the work for you, allowing you to focus solely on engaging the rear delts without added support demands. To fully target the rear delts, keep your shoulders relaxed and focus on pulling outward rather than upward. This ensures consistent engagement with each rep. This exercise earns a solid S tier for easy setup, stability, and effectiveness in rear delt isolation. Now, let's look at the standing dumbbell front raise. This exercise is all about front delt isolation. It's a great exercise if you're looking to add extra definition to the front of your shoulders. But here's the thing. Front delts are already activated in most pressing movements like chest presses and overhead presses. So, this exercise can feel a bit redundant unless you're specifically focusing on front delts. Since it's optional for most shoulder routines, we're putting it in the D tier. Only use it if you're looking for extra front delt focus. Next up, we have the standing cable rear delt fly, a versatile A tier choice for rear delt isolation. This exercise offers similar benefits to both the bent-over dumbbell reverse fly and the reverse fly machine, but with better control than dumbbells. The cable provides consistent tension throughout the movement, allowing for effective rear delt engagement. While it doesn't offer the same stability as the machine version, It's a great alternative if the machine isn't available. It's a better option than switching to dumbbells when you're looking for control. To target the rear delts fully, set the cable at chest height, pull back slowly, and keep your elbows slightly bent. This keeps the focus on the rear delts rather than other muscles. This one lands comfortably in the A tier for its effectiveness and versatility, especially as a reliable machining alternative. The dumbbell side, lying one hand raise, is up next, and it's a unique, high-ranking S-tier exercise for the lateral delts. This exercise is fantastic for isolating the lateral. By lying on your side, you can truly focus on the lateral deltoid without interference from other muscles. The movement creates tension at both the start and end of each rep, ensuring strong activation. With the side-lying position, your body is fully stabilized, eliminating momentum, and the wide range of motion only enhances lateral delt engagement. It can feel a bit awkward to set up in a crowded gym, but it's worth it once you get into the right position. To get the most out of it, lie fully on your side, keep the movement slow and controlled, and lift only to shoulder height. This ensures full lateral delt activation without other muscles jumping in. For pure lateral delt isolation and control, this one earns a spot in the S tier. Now let's break down amazing choices for lateral delt isolation. Lateral raise with cable and machine. Each exercise lands in the S tier for targeting those side delts with maximum control. But which one should you choose? Cable lateral raise. First up, this exercise is all about consistent, smooth tension thanks to the cable. It's like lateral delt heaven, keeping those muscles working hard without any breaks in resistance. In the regular cable lateral raise, you're standing upright. This position is great for maintaining full control and a steady movement, which means your side delts stay fully engaged through the entire range. To get the most out of it, keep a slight bend in your arm, lift to shoulder height, and avoid any swinging. Imagine lifting your arm through thick syrup. That'll keep the tension right on your lateral delts. Cable leaning lateral raise. Now let's look at the cable leaning lateral raise. This variation is similar to the standard cable raise, but with a slight lean, adding an extra stretch to the movement. When you lean slightly away from the cable, you increase the tension on your lateral delt from the very start of the lift. This slight shift in position helps create a greater stretch and potentially deeper activation for some lifters. To perform this, grab the cable with one hand and step slightly to the side. Lean away, then lift the cable with the same smooth control as before. It's all about feeling that side delt fire up from start to finish. Between the standard cable lateral raise and the leaning version, it really comes down to personal preference. The regular version is great for stable control, while the leaning variation offers a bit more stretch and a unique feel. Try both to see which position feels best for you and gives you the most consistent engagement. Lateral raise machine. Finally, we have the lateral raise machine. This machine keeps you locked into position, making it super easy to maintain strict form without any extra movement. The machine provides steady resistance and full support, so you don't have to worry about stability or balance. It's perfect for isolating those lateral delts, giving you great control over the movement without worrying about form breakdown. Sit comfortably, grip the handles, and focus on lifting with your elbows. The machine takes care of the alignments so you can concentrate fully on the lift. All three of these exercises are top-notch for lateral delt growth, so you can't go wrong with any of them. Whether you go with the cable, leaning cable, or machine version, each one brings something special to the table. The choice depends on your comfort and gym setup. If you're looking for flexibility and steady tension, the cable is your friend. If you want a bit more support and form control, the machine is unbeatable. Either way, your lateral delts are in for an A+ workout. All right, we've ranked our shoulder exercises. To recap, focus on the S and S+ tier exercises like the dumbbell shoulder press and lateral raise machine to get the most effective shoulder workout. These exercises offer balance development and reduce injury risk. Remember, each exercise has a unique role depending on your goals. The highest tier exercises give the best results for most, but it's all about finding what works for you. Keep in mind that exercise choice can be personal. Stick with exercises that feel comfortable and safe, focus on form and range of motion, and keep things consistent. If you hit a plateau, it's a good time to make adjustments. Now it's your turn. Try out these S-tier exercises in your next shoulder workout and let us know how they feel. Already have a favorite? Drop a comment below with the shoulder exercises that work best for you and any tips you've discovered for maximizing gains. Let's build those shoulders together. Your insights could inspire someone else's routine. Wait! If you found this ranking helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on our next videos. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.